We are away, ladies and gentlemen. It's working. It's unbelievable. Today's date is the 8th of December, 2024 at 6:09 p.m. Central Standard Time, Mexico. My name is Brendan Lee O'Connell. I've lived and worked in Iran and done many other interesting things. I have something to say on Syria. We're going to talk about Syria in general. We're going to talk about the history of the Assads. We're going to talk about the history of Russia in Syria and the close relationship, of course, between Vladimir Putin and Likud's Benjamin Netanyahu. All of them close ties with Heinz Kissinger, City of London. You know, this should be the first thing on everyone's lips. All those little hoes who are running around, oh, Putin's magnificent. Putin saved, what did partisan girls say? Sexy lips? What did Syria girls say? Putin saved Syria. Let me show you some pictures of Syria before we get into the relationship between Russia, Israel, Putin, and Netanyahu. Let's have a look at some pictures. Are you ready? You see that picture? That's not ISIS, okay? That's not ISIS. That is Assad's artillery and Putin's unguided dumb bombs, cluster bombs, yes, cluster bombs. Now, if the United States unleashed cluster bombs on any country anywhere in the world, the outcry would be everywhere. Where were the Putin bros? Remember, the Putin bros was saying that Putin saved Syria. Does Syria look saved? Could Israel have possibly done this damage? No, they could never have done this damage. All of the major cities were almost completely destroyed. Over 500,000 were dead. Saudi funded the ISIS militants. Who's in bed with Israel, UAE, and Saudi? Let's ask some simple questions, very simple questions. There's Netanyahu admitting they're funding Hamas. They fund Hezbollah. Likud, Jewish Power, Political Zionist Movement. They run the banks. They run the German banks, the French banks that were funding all these things. We know the Ayatollah came out of a Paris commune in 1979. Who's running them? The bankers rule. And when we see Assad go down, where's his generals and his intelligence chiefs? Where are they? Because they were the ones that ran the prisons, killed, murdered, mayhem, pulled fingernails for decades. For decades. And you lie-life people who sat there and pushed Putin and Assad and all the other stuff. You should be ashamed of yourself if you're ignorant. And if you're not ignorant, you're just a paid whore. Well, we know what you are. Isn't that right? Ryan Dawson and Conor McGregor and Scott Ritter, who are still barracking for Putin. All you people that hate Netanyahu, Likud, and be there for the Arabs, we're there for the Arabs. And it's like, well, hello? Excuse me. Hello? Hello? Who benefited from the destruction of Syria? Who funded it? Saudi Arabia. Who's in bed with Israel? Saudi Arabia, UAE. Okay. Who's in bed with Russia? UAE, or the drug money laundering in Dubai. Okay. All the Russian gangsters and prostitutes over there in Dubai, which is a Sharia law city, but the prostitutes walk around with practically nothing on. I don't know what's going on there. That's Andrew Tate's friends who are smuggling diamonds in their vaginas and other things, because it's way better than Bitcoin diamonds. That's why Chabad Lubavitch and Likud are the kings of the diamond traders, because they're the kings of the drug money laundering and the drug trafficking. Okay, so let's ask. So Netanyahu is funding Hamas, self-admitted, reported in the Israeli press. Okay, to stop a peace deal. That's right. Hezbollah. How do you think they just killed off all the Hezbollah leadership like that? Remember how so many of you said, you watch, Brendan, you watch. Watch what? I told you, when Israel unleashes, it's going to be all over. Is it all over? Yes, it is. Okay, it's all over, and it's not finished yet. What did I say? A month ago, 2 months ago, Assad is next. Syria is going down. And lo and behold, everyone's surprised. What's so? Why would you be surprised? He's done. He's toast. And it's no surprise they took over so quickly. Why? Because this wasn't Israel funding ISIS via Saudi Arabia. No. This was US elites. And they told the old ISIS people, you lift a hand. They used American power. They used America. You lift a hand. You play murdering thug, we're going to take your head off. And lo and behold, look what happened. Look what happened. I'm actually very proud and very happy for the Syrian people who have suffered immeasurably, just like the Iraqis. Just like the Iraqis. The Iranian Revolution, there's none of them are real anymore. The only real one was President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and they won't even let him run. You know, we've said it before 1,000 times. There's President Rouhani, 6 years in Scotland, hanging with Jack Straw and Lord Levi, one step removed from Lord Jacob Rothschild himself. And I can't get a soul to repeat it anywhere. Think about that, please. They run them all. Iran's not going anywhere yet. They still need Iran to play boogeyman and get all the Sunni countries in line, Arabs in line. So this is US elites. Israel had nothing to do with this one. This was pure US elites. And Benjamin Netanyahu has been told, clean up your mess. And then he's going to have to retire. He plays Kissinger, and John Mearsheimer follows Bibi around calling for war crimes, going, oh, war criminal, boo, boo, just like Christopher Hitchens did with Heinz Kissinger. I've seen this game 1,000 times. All right, so Assad's made it to Moscow. No surprise, really. But we know that Netanyahu's funding Hamas. The entire Islamic terror network is Israeli run and controlled. Remember, Yisra Hassoun, the Syrian Jew from Damascus, 2IC at the Shin Bet, the #1 recruiter of Arab spies and Arab collaborators, speaks fluent Arabic. You can't tell the difference between him and an Arab Muslim, right? Because Judaism and being Jewish is not an ethnicity or a race. It's a damn religion. It's a cult in its worst forms. So we know he's back in Hamas. And where are the Hamas leaders? They're in 5-star hotels in Qatar. Just down the road from the biggest US-UK base in the region. Have I made myself clear? Terrorist organization just down the road from the biggest UK-US base in the region in Qatar. Qatar is in league with Iran. Really? What the hell is going on here? Well, what's going on is Likud, City of London, all the banking fraternity of Europe are all running these Islamic terror networks. Assad is not even, he's just a moron. He's nothing. Where are the generals? Where's his intelligence staff who pulled the fingernails, oppressed, killed, maimed, murdered, and raped? And 3, where are his money men? Just like Hamas. Where are the money men? You never hear about the money men. Where's the money men out of Hezbollah? We just got the fronts with the beards. Where are they? Yeah. They're safely in Frankfurt and Paris, France. Maybe they're over there with Macron and Trump having a word. I'm pleased to see that Syria is going to be returned to some semblance of normality, and the Syrian people can at last just live some sort of normal life. We can't even imagine the misery and trauma they have been through, like the Iraqis and others. We can't even imagine it. And to watch people cheer on Vladimir Putin, you don't need to be a geopolitical expert to work out what was going on. You don't need that. Look at the disgusting behaviors of the online commentators. You imagine they can't even put a basic narrative together because they're getting paid. And it's more, you see more and more articles now admitting, yep, they're being paid. This one's being paid 100 grand, 200 grand, not just Tim Pool. We've had people wanted to run for Secretary of State and they were paying by their companies and LLCs hundreds of thousands of dollars to MAGA trolls and promoters. It's a big business, the crisis actor business, isn't it? Patrick Berge, God bless him, warned us about it many, many years ago with Millie Weaver and Gavin Wentz, but we've forgotten. And here we sit today.
They're using this against Trump.
They're using it however it benefits them.
Well, but I mean, the establishment, the main attack is against Trump.
Mm-hmm. Sure. If it benefits them to attack Trump, they will attack Trump. If it benefits them to use Trump to hurt their enemies, they will use Trump to hurt their enemies. It has nothing to do with politics.
It's all very sociopathic.
It's nothing to do with politics. It's all about power and profit. People got to get the politics out of their mind with this. Once you can accept that, it starts making sense.
Thank God the Syrian people are going to catch a break. Gaza's finished. They're never going back. They've just got to sort out the big. Let me tell you the big. This is the big question. Egypt. Egypt is the big question. Now, the Egyptian elites are all on board, just like UAE, just like Saudi, all the rest, Turkey. Turkey is there working with NATO. Turkey has no independent foreign policy. It's doing what it's told. Doesn't mean they don't fight and bitch. And then we're going with Russia. Give us more free stuff. Free stuff's over. Donald Trump is not giving out free stuff anymore. Donald Trump is being run by the Department of Defense and the FBI. We'll see how this pans out. The foreign policy rhetoric so far is beautiful. It's perfect. They're bringing in the crypto, or the suckers are going to bring all the US dollars in. They're going to, it's a perfect, I can see exactly what they're doing. So they're making America powerful. Trump's there saying, F the BRICS, will bring you down. Oh, thank you. Yay. America's going to use its power. It's a miracle, everybody. God willing for good. But yeah, there are severe problems with some of the people he's putting up. Now, I could do some Qatar trust the plan. He's putting them up so they will get publicity and everyone will go, wait a minute, and start talking about them. But this affiliation with Kushner and Chabad Lubavitch, you only can see through the drama by looking at the left is after Trump. Oh, the left's after Trump. Why do they never go after Chabad? They did originally level Leviathan, all the diamond traders on Chabad Lubavitch. They did some excellent documentaries early on in 2016. Then it just all stopped. And then it was just all, oh, look, I'm, World Wrestling Federation. I'm attacking Trump. Boo, Trump. Oh, we'll get these crappy, ridiculous charges. I mean, I said from the start, these charges are a joke and it's never happening. And lo and behold. So it's clear that there's a lot of skullduggery going on. If they wanted Trump, they'd get him on his relationship with Chabad Lubavitch, a racist, religious, filthy cult that is also an intelligence operation of the City of London, Israel, and Russia.
Sure. If it benefits them to attack Trump, they will attack Trump. If it benefits them to use Trump to hurt their enemies, they will use Trump to hurt their enemies. It has nothing to do with politics.
It's all very sociopathic.
It's nothing to do with politics. It's all about power and profit. People got to get the politics out of their mind with this. Once you can accept that, it starts making sense.
They would get him on that. They'd get him on. They'd stop saying Russiagate and say Israel Russiagate, wouldn't they? The Mueller report. Did anyone read the Mueller report? Lots of juicy stuff in there about Israel. It was barely touched on. Margaret Kraut certainly didn't touch it, and the left didn't even touch it. Oh, we hate Trump. And you give the list of things they could go after on Trump, they won't touch him. So it's pure theater. Remember, we're not here to worship Trump. We're just here to, you need to remain engaged. I understand why you don't want to remain engaged, because even when I was watching going, what? But it's going to reveal itself. I'm not so negative and pessimistic at the moment. Steve Feinberg, obviously a worry, but they're all out there to make money and there's other things going on. But by putting them up, you do realize that he makes them under intense scrutiny. Intense scrutiny. Let's not trust the plan just yet. So let's watch the foreign policy. The most important thing with Trump is not whether he hangs with Chabad Lubavitch, but that's a problem, and I think everyone's sick of it. The most important thing is this: a strong U.S. economy and military, and it's all happening exactly as it should. It's definitely happening. Everybody's getting in line. Exactly. Use your power, America. It's like you're never allowed to use the power. America goes to pick up the sword and there's Kissinger and everyone holding the arms back, using the State Department, using private things, messing it up, violating, national security. They've got Israel in there with Russia and China penetrating the US, just constantly hampering the US. They said, we will not let the US dominate the planet. We're going to play a geopolitical game. We're going to play each side off against each other. We're going to manufacture enemies. We're going to fund Major Jordan's diaries. We're going to fund and promote and push into the Soviet Union, all this high technology, and we're going to do the same with China. And China, well, just stop sending them your high-end chips. And there's a lot of stuff happening on that. I am seeing very positive signs, but there's also obviously very worrying signs. Let it unravel. At the moment, I'm kind of content. I'm kind of content. I mean, look, I don't want to be too grandiose, but it's kind of funny that Trump actually mimics some of my rhetoric. I know it sounds over the top, but like that stuff on the BRICS, I mean, I would have written that. And the stuff on Canada where I said America just needs to take over Canada and stop playing around, and I was being serious. Look, I'm not saying it's true, but you'd be surprised who we've been in contact with in the past, okay? You'd be surprised. Bottom line is too, I live more openly here. We want to get people here. We're going to have conferences here. And I got some exciting healthcare stuff as well to push health promotion, men's health and women's health. And other stuff I'm really looking forward to because I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of hiding and being cautious. I'm living in the open. You can just come kill me if you want, whatever. Dangerous people already know where I am, so it's just the idiot, and I'm just worried that I'm going to punch someone in the face, and I don't want that. But you know what? Whatever. It's a new me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my 2 bobs worth on Syria. I've got a ton of stuff up there on the thingies to talk about. This was interesting. Defense tech expert on America's once-in-a-generational opportunity. This is a very important article. I'm going to do a thing on this. Fox News, they're all there pushing private entrepreneurs, pushing AI, drone technology. This really worries me. In fact, this worries me more than anything else. This run for autonomous vehicles. There's no threat in the South China Sea. China couldn't invade itself. China's a joke. All right, they could do something, but a blockade, but it's not going to last 5 minutes. So we have to really worry when they push this new China evil. We need autonomous AI, autonomous kill vehicles and surveillance vehicles, because they are going to end up on the streets of America. And you know the dangers of that in the latest RoboCop movie, which is brilliant. You know the dangers of that. That really concerns me, this stuff. But let's see. I'm mildly optimistic. Look, the US economy is going to boom. If that's your worry, US economy is going to boom. All this crypto stuff, come in suckers, they'll roll that into a central bank digital currency, Tether, all the rest. I put that in video 5, Trump versus COVID, that bringing down America. They can do a Bitcoin confiscation thing. They can take your money like they took gold, identical. So, you know, whatever, come in suck, you might as well put your drug money in America. That's why they've made South Dakota and Nevada and New Hampshire and Arizona with all these new LLCs and foundations where you can hide your money. They're saying, well, you might as well put it here and we'll know who's got the money. The NSA will know. I see their point, but it's not a point we like. There's clearly a lot of positive things happening. I see the US using its power. I just hope and pray that the American public and the middle managers, state and federal authorities, national security will start to take their Constitution seriously. The US Constitution is a divinely inspired document, but I promise you, Americans, it will not manifest by itself. You must preach the good word of national security, US power, and military might. Lay down the law, put that iron rod against the pots, smash them to pieces, get in line. I believe God put the United States here for a reason. And it's time you lived up to your reputation, America. It's time you were America. America. And when people come and they see the American flag, they don't run in fear. They say, thank God the Americans are here. And you have a lot of apologizing to do. God bless the United States. God bless the American people. And we've got to cheerlead and encourage. And it's a time of negativity and exhaustion, especially when, you know, many of you are struggling with kids and putting food on the table. I understand. But you've got to get in touch with those military type people, state and federal authorities, and stop seeing as these big Hollywood things. They're just people. They love their children too. Always remember that. Don't be disillusioned, disempowered, and exhausted. We'll talk again very soon. Got to leave you with the great Bill Cooper and F. Scott Fitzgerald. F. Scott Fitzgerald, quote, "The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposing ideas in the mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. One should, for example, be able to see that things are hopeless and yet be determined to make them otherwise. This philosophy fitted on to my early adult life when I saw the improbable, the implausible, often the impossible, come true."
What is our common bond truly? Freedom. Freedom. Without freedom, you can't be a Christian no matter what denomination you belong to. You can't be a Buddhist. You can't own a donut shop. You can't drive from here to Oregon. You can't be an American, because that's what it's all about, and it's the only thing that it's all about, nothing else. Nothing else. It's about freedom.